You are watching Melody Lane. With me, you're gonna have a great crafting time.
Hi everyone, it's Melody Lane again, and today I have a project for you to show you a few more things on the new update of Cricut Design Space. I added these images and I haven't done anything else. And the grid lines are here. I did not turn on the grid lines. Now they automatically come on and it has a toggle grid. Click it and they turn off. So it lets you know what this little button is. I have 4 other videos on this update. They're shorter videos, but I'm going to show you a few more things so you will know. You can click the little eye and it will tell you the name of the image you're using and what cartridge it's from, and if you purchased, if it's subscribed, or how much it is if you want to buy it. So now when you go to an older project, you can just click it and then click on it here in the layers panel and then click the little eye. Isn't that awesome? Let's get started, and we need to size this. This card was made to be a 5x7 card. So I'm just going to eye it. Another way of doing it that I've showed in other videos, you can insert a shape here of a square and make that square 5x7. Okay, it'll be a rectangle, but make it 5x7 and then you can easily size it. But I'm going to show you how. I'm going to do it without it. We're going to zoom out so we can see better. So I'm just kind of eyeing it. I'm looking at this line here to here. And let's line this up on the 6 and it goes to the 11. So that looks pretty good. I'm going to ungroup it. So we're going to double check. I'm just clicking on this. This should be 10 inches across. And it is. Wow, I did that really good. And so now, because we sized these with these together without ungrouping, this will fit inside here. And because they put this envelope in 2 different pieces, it will fit on the mat to cut it in 2 separate pieces. Okay, now let's get to the fun. And let's go back to 100% size. Move this up because I'm going to be working with that. This is the back piece. Let's go ahead and get that to what I want it to be. I want to add a pattern to that back piece. So to do that, we're going to click Print, click on Patterns, and this is the pattern I want to do. Isn't it pretty? I love it. Now I want to add this. Let's bring that to the front. This is another piece from the same cartridge. This is a background. And it matches the card very well. It's the same cut. And that's too big. I want it to match that. It's too small. If you make them the same size, it doesn't fit as well. So I'm just kind of looking. I think that's about right. So now I'm going to ungroup it. This piece I'm not going to use on the project, so I'm just going to get rid of it. And let me check. Yep, it's pretty good. Nope, it's a little small. Okay, so I'm going to put a box around those 2 layers. Now anything else that's not completely inside my blue box will not be selected. So I have those 2 things selected, so now I can size them a little bit bigger. I wanted them, I think. Okay. Is that? Let's look at this. That looks right. Let's move this one. Let me change that to white. So that's what it's going to be. Move it to the front. Oh, wrong thing selected. Move it to the front. And it has this tiny little leaf here that's going to stick out, and I'm just going to cut that off with scissors. So now this is going to go back there like that. But I don't want it to be that color. We're going to add a pattern. So we hit print and patterns, and we're going to use this one. So pretty. This is one of my favorites. This one we're going to bring to the front, and I'm going to change that to black. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this one on my project actually. Let me show you. I really like the way the black shows off the color. But I don't know, I like the white also. So I might cut this out, the butterflies, and just make the butterflies in black. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it. So that will be like this, and then this piece will be behind it. Isn't it so pretty? It's so pretty. Okay, so that's all we're doing for that. And let's do this butterfly. I think this butterfly would be really pretty inside the card. And something else new in the new Cricut Design Space is this. We can change these without ungrouping. Notice they're still grouped together. So I'm going to change the color of this to purple, and I want it to be a darker purple. Oh, not quite that dark. Let's brighten it up a little. Okay, and then this piece, I want to be a pattern, so we're going to change it to print and pattern, and we're going to do this one so it matches the other butterflies. And this one we're going to do in black, and I'm not sure I'm going to use that one. Actually, this one I need to edit the pattern a little, because it's, if you look right down here, it's still showing. And I could even do something like that. That's kind of pretty too. But I want to do this, so put it there. Okay, and I also want this on it, because look how pretty that is with that. And actually the black piece behind it, I think I'm going to change. Okay, we need to ungroup this. I just wanted to show you, you can change them without ungrouping. I might, let me show you how I was thinking of doing this. Is putting, instead of the black all the way around it, put it up like this so it's more of a shadow, so it gives it more of a 3D effect. Okay, and let me zoom in a little here so we can see what I'm doing. Okay, let's get this out of the way. I want this to write on top of the butterfly like this. The problem is the butterfly is going to cut out only where you see the color. This, which was brought in at the same size, is not going to be writing on the butterfly, so we have to make it much smaller. And that's too small. You just got to play with it, I think. Okay, and I want the feet to be more where they should be, so I'm going to unlock this and I'm going to stretch it out to the right a little. So it'll be something like that. I think that's good enough. It's not perfect, but I don't need my projects to be perfect. I think they're more fun when they're not perfect. Okay, before I do anything else with this, I'm going to duplicate this, because where you see the white, it will not be written on. So I'm thinking, let's duplicate it. I can post that over here, try to get it in the exact same spot. That looks pretty close. I'm looking at this part right here, and then looking at the feet, and it looks like it's in the same spot. Let's get that out of the way. So I'm going to go ahead and attach that so it will write right on that piece. Otherwise it won't. And then we're going to take this and attach that. So it's going to write right on top of that. And then I'm going to put those right on top of each other. Okay guys, I've skipped ahead a little bit and I cut this out and I didn't really like it. I didn't like the way it cut out all these lines, all the whiteness. I think I just want solid piece. So I'm getting rid of that one. I think I'm just going to do this one, but I'm going to do it in the same pattern. So I'm going to change that to print and do this pattern. And I think I'm going to make it just above 100%. There. Okay, let's go back to normal size. And I want to change this to white. Make it smaller. I think I want to change that to print, then cut, add a pattern, and this pattern. Edit that. There we go. I want to show you something else. I'm going to insert a star here. I'm going to show you something else that's new. And I'm just going to make that small. Okay, let's hit go. Okay, let me show you something else that's new with this update. See that star? See how small it is? We can choose the size of paper. Yeah. So we can choose 4 by 6. Isn't that cool? Now, if we just wanted to use a 4-inch square paper 2 by 2, we can still use a 2 by 2. Just put 2 by 2 on your paper. But if you only had 8.5 by 11 and you wanted to fill it up, you will see where it cuts. Isn't that awesome? And if you have bigger material, it will not give you the option of smaller material because it won't fit. So you can choose 8.5 by 11. And we're going to hit go. Now this looks a little different. I'm going to go ahead and click my Bluetooth device. This will now print one page, then it will cut that page. Then you go to the next one and print the next page. Let's go ahead and click print page. And I'm going to print this using my printer dialog because I'm using cardstock and I have to put that in differently. And last time I used the Brother one, and that's a black and white printer. So let's go ahead, change that printer to Epson. And I'm going to check my print settings. Rear paper feed, that's correct. And on this setting, I'm just going to choose Premium Presentation Paper Mat. For letter size, that's what it lets you choose. I'm also going to choose US letter. When I print my digital paper, I do the borderless. But for this one, I'm just going to do that. And then it lets me choose cardstock. That's why it wouldn't let me, because I had it on borderless. Print quality, let's up it a little bit. Okay, and I think we're all set. So I'm going to click print. Okay, now that I cut the background out, I printed and cut out this top one. I'm going to print this one. Okay, so let's go ahead and click print. I'm going to do the print using dialog box again to make sure it's all set up as I want. Check the printer settings. Yep. I want to do that. I'm going to use cardstock and I'm going to feed it in the rear. Okay, let's click print. So now I'm going to collect. I'm going to So now I'm going to select my Cricut. Okay, so now it says to put the Cricut pen. I'm using the fine tip Cricut pen. This is from the calligraphy collection. And then hit go. It's looking for the registration marks. And as you can see on the computer, it says it is scanning over to the left. It's almost done. Now on the computer it tells you it started drawing. It's almost done drawing. And now it's done cutting. Love this little butterfly. I think it's much better than the little holes cut out. Okay, now I'm going to cut out everything else, and then I'll show you how I put it all together. Now everything's cut and printed. Let's put it all together. It won't be that hard. Okay, this already has a score line in it, so I'm going to use my bone folder to get it perfectly. And when things are cut kind of lacy and intricate like this, they are a little bit harder to fold. So I'm going to bend this to get the line. I don't know if you can see the line. I can see it. And to make sure I get it straight, I'm going to line up these outer corners, get that straight, and then get it right down in the middle, and then go to the outer edge. So there's the front. Well, we think what's going to be the front. And this will go inside, but we're not putting that together yet. This is going to go here. I do have to cut off a little bit here, and I might have to cut off a little bit of the edge here. So I'm going to do this from the inside, and it looks like these go past the score line here. Like I said, this was not made for this card. it's just the same design. So I'm gonna cut that off a little. You're not gonna see that, so if you cut off a little extra, it's okay. Alright, that looks good. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my Zig two-way glue. Love this stuff. Oh, this was a brand new one. So when you first get a new one, bring scrap paper in here, you have to push it down until this turns blue. The glue is actually blue. See how the glue is now running to the bottom? Okay, so I'm going to put glue. They call this two-way glue because while it's wet, while it's blue, it's permanent. If you let it dry, then it's more of a temporary glue. This is the same glue I use to restick my Cricut mats, except I use the big fat one. You can get this with the big fat pen or other ones. There's more of a fine tip. So I'm getting more glue on it because it's starting to dry very quickly. So sometimes what I do is I go over it twice. Sometimes I just put some dots around because those will take longer to dry. And you can get them on faster. But I only do this after I already have glue everywhere because it'll still stick where it's dry, but it will stick the best where it's wet. You don't have a lot of wiggle room with this like you do with more wet glue. I do have a little bit. Before I press it down good, I'm going to flip it over, look at it. It's pretty good. Bring it up a little. Okay, I think that's going to be good. Okay, so now we're going to put this on. So I'm going to put more glue. Actually, I'm going to use my make sure you have it on the left side of the score line. There we go, and I'm going to cut this off. Isn't it pretty? Okay, I'm going to cut the butterflies out of this. What do you think? I don't know. I kind of like it with it. I think I'm going to do the butterflies. I'm just cutting around the butterflies. It's really easy because you don't have to cut a whole lot. Now to cut this, I'm going to cut it into a point. this. Still not sure about the butterflies. You guys leave me comments on what you think. I'm going to add glitter to the top of the black butterflies. So just wait until I'm done and let me know how you like it. I'm not sure yet. I'm thinking with glitter it'll look better. So I'm going to go ahead and put these down. I'm kind of thinking I like it better without them. I'm going to try it. You guys tell me what you think in the comments. Well, at least now you know if you like them or not. And if you don't cut out the black piece. You could also change it to a different color. Maybe purple. I kind of like black because, I don't know, the monarch black butterflies, they got black and orange in them. Like the outline and the bodies are black, usually, I think. Okay, I'm going to put glitter on these, but first let's do the inside because I don't want to flip it open with glitter on it. And I'm going to put Wink Stella glitter on this, so that doesn't have to dry. I'm going to use the zig pin on one side, but the other side, I'm going to use these because I want the wings to be popped up a little bit, but not completely. Well, I want the wings to be popped up completely, but not the whole butterfly. So I'm using black, because it's going to be on black paper so you won't see them. And to get the little tab off of this, you just put your fingernail down, hold down that, and flip that off. Oops. Let's get some glue here. And I'm going to put this right so it looks like it's got shadow behind it that way. There. So it's flat here and puffed up there. And we're going to put that here. Let's go ahead and put the Wink Stella on. This is Wink Stella. This is a clear glitter. It's so pretty. They have some with different colors. And I think I'm just going to brush this on like over the black lines. If you wanted these lines to be more of a solid line, I could have used a medium point black marker, but I chose a fine one to have finer lines. The black one will fill in the lines more, the medium black. So I'm not really being real careful with this. I'm just getting some glitter on them. I don't know if you can see the glitter. See there? See how it's shiny? I think I'm going to put him on with some glue dots. So I got some little glue dots on him. And he's just going to be in here. I don't know what kind of sentiment is going to be on this card. I don't know what the card is for. Ooh. Could add a few little of these flowers. These are flowers left over from cutting them out. Could do something like that. But I'm not going to do that right now. I don't know what I'm doing with the card yet. Okay, so there's that. It's the inside. And let's put some glue on. I'm using Stickles Stardust. I think this is so pretty on the black. Okay, that is so much prettier with the glitter. Love that. This is the Stardust Stickles. I'll put a link below to all the products that I use in the description on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, you got to click the little YouTube icon to get to the description. Look how pretty. Okay, let's put some on the flowers too. I have all colors of stickles, but I really love these clear ones. Can put little gems inside there too. Isn't it pretty? Okay, before I stuck the glitter on it, I didn't like the black so well. Now with the glitter, I kind of love it. Alright guys, tell me what you think. I'm thinking that needs more glitter. If you're not subscribed already, click subscribe and click the I in the upper right hand corner for more information on more videos with the new print and cut. And here's a shout out to a few of the people who support me on Patreon.
Marissa Dandridge, Carla Reynolds, Mary Wickersham, Terry Mensch, Devota Mikulski, Sandra Bell, Carol Prevo, Luann Richards, Sharon Loans, Catherine Menicotts, Adrian Daniels, Jean George, Linda Landis, Tracy Common, and Ariana Temple. Thanks, guys.
Oh wait, I forgot. There's more. I forgot to put together the envelope. So let me do that really quick. Fold that up on the score line. Fold this on the score line. Fold this on the score line. Okay, we got part of our envelope. Now what? This has a score line too. So this goes over it this way. So this will be the front that's addressed. And we're going to glue, oh, first let's glue this down. I'm just going to use my ATG. And I'm going to glue this edge. And just a little bit here. Is that? And sometimes I like to put a little here too. If I'm going to be mailing it, just for extra security. And then we need to put adhesive on this whole side. Put the top of this on this score line. Like that. And then fold that over. And then after you get the card inside, put adhesive up here. And there you got a card. Okay, now the video's over. See you in the next one. Bye!